Hello everybody, my name is Nicola and welcome back to my channel. I blog over at thefrugalcottage.com all about budgeting, money saving, investing and lots of different things in between. I hope you've had a good week, and as it's the start of a new week, this is my cash envelope stuffing for the second week of March. Don't forget to like and subscribe and let's get started. So as always, I've got my trusty cash envelope binder here and some cash for the week ahead. Somebody asked why don't I do this at the start of the month. There are two reasons why I don't get all my money out at once. That's because I don't want to have that much money kind of sat around in a house, and also I quite like doing it on a weekly basis. It works well for me. I kind of sort these out on a Saturday, ready for the Sunday, which is when I kind of start my week again. So let's get my cash envelopes out. As always, I'll link the cash envelope binder below. It's just from Amazon, and as are the envelopes. But we'll close that. Ooh. So like I said, I sort these out on a Saturday and I take out all the like smaller bits of change. I've just got a change jar that we kind of dip in and out of when needed, because I don't like having too much change. Now the reason why I use the plastic envelopes as opposed to the printout ones, I've got some printable cash envelopes available in my shop and I do like those, and if I was purely using just notes then I would use those, but obviously I get quite a lot of change during the week so the plastic ones work better. But I do have some money left over in my envelopes this week, which is quite nice for change. So in the food envelope I still have £62, no I don't, what am I talking about? I still have £22 left in there. I only spent just over £48 on food last week. If you watched my video yesterday about what I spent in a week, you'll know that I spent not very much. I'll link that video down below, have a read and a watch if you haven't seen it already. But I've got £22 left in the food envelope. I did have some changes over, like I said, I've taken that out. I also have £10 left in the petrol envelope, and then there's nothing in the miscellaneous and there's nothing in the children's one, which is fine. But it's quite nice to have money left over, obviously. And there are two ways you can go about that if you have that. So for me this week, I'm just going to roll it over into the next week, so this coming week. What you can also do if you want, so like with the £20 that's left in here, the two notes, the other option is to then transfer that to your sinking funds. So if you've watched my sinking funds video, and I'll leave a link to that below, you'll know that I have do I have five? No I don't. I have 4 different sinking funds kind of set up, and the other option, instead of just leaving it in the food envelope and letting it roll over to this week, the other option is to add it to one of those. So I think mine are at the moment, and the reason why I said 5 though is because I know I need to set up another one. I've got 4. I've got Christmas, birthdays, school related expenses and then school holidays. They're the 4 I have. The reason why I said 5 is I know I need to set up a car one. I just haven't got around to doing it. But there are 2 options. So you can either roll your money over like I'm going to do this week, or you can add it to your different pots depending on how far you've got with those. So for example, for me, I know that Christmas is much further away than the school holidays, for example. So if I was going to, which I'm not, this would probably go in the school holidays bit. However, for this week, I'm just going to keep it in these and roll it over, and then we'll see how that goes. Next week I might change and pop it in there. That's assuming that I have any left, obviously. And I might not. So we'll start with food. So there's £22 left in there, so all I'm going to add into this week is I'm going to add in £40. I'm going to add in £40, which makes it £62 in the food envelope. How does everyone find the new £20 notes? I feel like they're really small in comparison. The old paper £20 notes were obviously bigger than the £10 notes, but these are fairly similar. However, it is what it is, I suppose. So I'm adding £40 into there, which gives me £62 for food this week. I talked in yesterday's video about maybe kind of trying to stockpile stuff, because the official line is you should in theory have 2 weeks worth of food in your house for your household. So obviously that depends on how many people live there. And we don't, that's not the system we use, because I am so conscious of not wasting food and not having food thrown out, and therefore that wastes food but also wastes money. And that's not our system. So by the end of the week, so this morning our fridge is fairly empty. I go food shopping on a Sunday, and the cupboards aren't, you know, they're not that full either. However, the official line at the moment is to try and have kind of an extra things. Now, it's not going mad and buying like stupid amounts of stuff, but it's just having a bit extra. So when I go food shopping today, I might pop in an extra couple of tins of things to have in the cupboard. I might get an extra loaf of bread for the freezer, like little things, because they're the kind of, like bread and milk for example, are the things we go through like quite a lot of during 1 week. And I'm going to get some tinned fruit, like tinned peaches seem to be going down well at the moment, for example. So I might do that, but I'm still going to hope to stick to under £62, which I think should be doable. I'm trying to think if we've got anything on this week. We don't, it's just a normal week. So that's the plan for food. And then petrol, I've still got £10 in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add £20 to that, and that gives me my 30, which is what I normally put in petrol. Again, I don't think I'm going to go near 30. But I think I'm just, or might be more actually, I'm just over half full, the tank. I spoke about this a couple of weeks ago. So I'm somebody who does not like the petrol light, you know, the red light that comes on if you get really low on petrol. I'm not someone who likes to go anywhere near that. I think there's definitely two types of people. So there's somebody like me who kind of fills up regardless, and then there's somebody like my husband who would let the petrol go down until the light comes on and then still drive it, and that, nope, that is not me in the slightest. So I fill up the car every Sunday for the week ahead so that I'm organised. It feels like then I don't have to worry about anything because everything is just done and dusted on a Sunday and I'm set up for the week ahead. Hence why my petrol numbers, i.e. what I spend in petrol each week, are so random at the moment, because I'm just filling the tank up and we don't use that much petrol apparently. Obviously things like Easter and when we're not at work and going different places, that does use more, but on a normal week we don't use that much. So my petrol envelope is now back up to £30 like it normally is. And by this afternoon most of these will be empty again. Miscellaneous is empty. Miscellaneous last week ended up being quite a bit more than I intended, so this week hopefully it won't be quite as much. I'm just going to put the usual £20 into miscellaneous, and we'll see. I definitely need to get wet cat food today, which comes out of the miscellaneous envelope, and also like washing liquid stuff for the washing machine. What's that called? Like washing detergent stuff, which is not cheap. That's presuming I can get it. So someone posted something on Facebook and like all the cleaning aisles in the supermarket near them were just all empty. So I'm assuming that in ours everything will be just as normal. I guess I'll see. So that's £20 in the miscellaneous envelope. That's things, mainly household and cats come out of that. Anything that doesn't fit in any of the others, to be fair. But that's good. And then the final, the children's one, which is empty because we went to soft play last week and I complained about how much it was. I'm going to put the final £20 in the children's envelope. I'm hoping that the weather's nicer this week and we might get out to the park instead, because obviously that doesn't cost any money and we can, what's going on there with that? We can take a picnic instead, which will be quite nice. That's the plan anyway. We'll see. Maybe feed the ducks. We'll see. I'm hoping it is. So £20 in there should be enough for them. Like I say, if the weather's nice we'll go to the park, and then that doesn't cost us anywhere near as much. Even taking a packed lunch and a drink and things doesn't cost anywhere near as much as going to soft play. And it's quite nice once the weather starts getting nicer to be outside, isn't it? In the sunshine, it makes you feel a bit better. Although I might regret that decision when I'm chasing my 2-year-old around the park. But there we go. So they are my 4 cash envelopes for this week. So I've got £20 in the children, £20 in the miscellaneous, £30 in petrol, and £62 in the food envelope. And like I said, I'll link these things below. They're just from Amazon, they're quite cheap. And the bonus point is these plastic ones, they do last. I just made the little inserts on the computer and printed them out. But there we go. Do you use the cash envelope system? How is yours going for this week? I love hearing about people who use the cash envelope system because I do think it is such a good way of organising and also demonstrating just how you spend your own money. And I keep reading articles about us going to a cashless society, which I'm not a fan of, and I don't think we should do. I think there are a lot of people who rely on cash as their form of money rather than cards and whatever, but we'll see how it goes. But as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you again very soon.